Take 12. Woo! Hello, welcome. My name is Mallory. I made it from where was I? I was in my bed. I made it from my bed here to this chair in the kitchen. Yes, that's where I am. If you're new, pardon me and my brain fog and all the things. But if you'd like to become one of my pals, it's super simple. Hit the subscribe button down below. Ring the bell so you don't miss out on future videos. If you are a returning pal, welcome back. I am trying to get comfortable over here. It is difficult. I keep filming and then I keep deleting because it gets too long and I really want to share something with you all. By the time I get there, I'm like, most of you would have clicked off this video already. Just note, I fell in love with spiral bound books. This is my PCOS book. I'm on chapter 6. And I was reading like the non-spiral bound version, but I swapped over. I just think like when you can fold a book easily like this and you're only focusing on one page at a time, I think because my brain and my eyes are currently malfunctioning, it just makes it easier for me to look at something and not get overwhelmed and be able to retain the information, as opposed to like, I have to read all of this. No, I don't. I can break it up. But I am going to be reading to you all, if you're wondering what from, in case you haven't seen anything on my Instagram, which I do have 3 accounts, so definitely check the description box below in case you want to follow me. This is the Dysautonomia project, understanding autonomic nervous system disorders for physicians and patients. No, this is a life-changing, game-changer book. It's a book that I think every doctor's office should have. It's a book hospitals should have their hands on. I want to go door to door and go ding dong. My name is Mallory, and I have a book that could change your life. It's about the autonomic nervous system. So something that I've been dealing with and struggling with is trying to explain myself to the world. No. Like my mom, I live with her. She lives with me. Squeaky, my cat. We all live together, the 3 of us. We would need a 4th. Hold on. Would it be 4 to make Golden Girls? We want to have our little Golden Girl moment. I need to get another cat or something, but anyways. Squeaky is Blanche Devereaux. No, and currently I have to be Sophia with my brain fog. Okay, I love me some cheesecake though. Okay, so, like my mom sees the struggle. She gets it to the best of her ability. Even my cat has been adapting and adjusting to things. Like she's been able to make changes, be accommodating and more affectionate towards me, and it's beautiful. But I have family. Like I do have family that's honestly local. That my mom's cousin and his wife, they're up a little ways. Like they've seen me twice in person when I was slowly starting to like decline. But like my grandmother, my dad, everybody else, my brother, his family, like all the other people that I consider family, in this state of New Jersey, my aunt, uncle, my cousin, they're in North Carolina, like they don't see me every day. Like if you follow me on social media, you're seeing that. But if you don't, like then like my grandmother, she's not on anywhere on the internet. Dying for thirst over here. But like, there's a difference between seeing me every day and like watching a little video or reading like something I write about how I'm feeling in that moment. And so I really I'm trying my best to let people know how I feel physically, mentally, emotionally, and so forth. And it's tricky. And this, her name is Kelly Freeman. Honestly, I didn't pay attention to when this book was like written or anything. So like, I don't know where Kelly is. If Kelly's I don't know, if you know what I mean. So, but all that to say, at the end of these letters, it does say, on behalf of the Dysautonomia Project, Kelly Freeman, MSM, founder, director of the Dysautonomia Project, dysautonomiaproject.org. So there's one for friends and family, etc., and then there's one specifically for office staff. Like if a doctor were smart, they would own this book and they would make copies of this and they would have their office staff read it and understand it. And since I don't know who watches my videos, I probably should. I know a little bit, but you just never know. If you give this video enough thumbs up, you never know who it's going to reach, and who might be a doctor that's like, oh wow, that was good, informative, and I will share this with my staff. Or if you need to help your friends and family understand what you're going through, it is well written. So I shall now read to you all. Bear with me here. This is a little bit confusing. It's because you think the letter continues. No, it's a whole separate, you gotta turn the page. So, it's dear family member or friend, if the person you care about has been diagnosed with a form of dysautonomia, e.g., or as I like to say, for example, hold on. Okay. For example, POTS, orthostatic hypotension, among others, they have a disorder of the autonomic nervous system. Symptoms usually range from mild to disabling, but in some cases can be life-threatening. Because most of the problems occur inside the body, dysautonomia is an invisible illness. People with dysautonomia need your help. While they may look perfectly fine on the outside, even on their best days, the inside of their body is working overtime to maintain homeostasis, a healthy state of being. Some family members may think it's all in their head or that they're making it up. The truth is, dysautonomia is an internal medical condition that needs to be taken seriously. Plans may change. Your family member or friend may become very ill with symptoms at the last minute. Just before a big night out or a special event, and then they might not be able to attend. It's important that you are supportive and willing to be flexible when they don't feel well. Protect them from enemies of dysautonomia, including stress and physical pain. Encourage healthy habits such as appropriate exercise, diet, and sleep in ways that does not increase their stress. Exercise may help improve function, but it is often difficult due to exercise intolerance and is not a cure for dysautonomia. So I prayed to the dear Lord and everybody else up there that I do not develop that. I do have heat intolerance, but I do not want to develop exercise intolerance. And they do say it's very important, but no, there's no cure. So just my little 2 cents. Not Callie, but Mallard. So, okay. Recognize warning signs that indicate you might need to stop, slow down, or lie down. This may include exposures to heat, exercise, showers, and being in large crowds. They may not be able to do all the things they used to do, including shopping, household chores, and attending big parties. You can help by learning more about dysautonomia and the Dysautonomia Project, by protecting them from You can help them by learning about dysautonomia and by protecting them from people who do not understand. It helps to ask them, how are they feeling? And genuinely listen. Remind them that you are there to support them and that you're not going anywhere. Sit in on appointments with doctors if appropriate. Avoid saying such things as, you look good, you must be feeling better. If you would only lose weight, exercise, or any other fill in the blank, you would get better. If you have a positive attitude and you put your mind to it, you can push through the symptoms. Statements like these may not only hurt feelings, but they might also push the person you care about into overdoing it, which can be harmful to their health. Patients with dysautonomia are at a triple disadvantage. Most people have never heard of it. Most doctors were not well trained about dysautonomia in medical school. It's an invisible illness, so it's easy for other people to say things that are insensitive, even though they might mean well. Your family member or friend is facing a difficult medical battle. There is no cure for dysautonomia. Treatments are aimed at managing symptoms and improving function where possible. It often takes time to find the right doctors and combination of treatments to improve health. The people who have this condition may struggle with feelings of anxiety or depression, especially when they are experiencing episodes involving difficult symptoms. They need your support in facing the days ahead. On behalf of the Dysautonomia Project, Kelly. And I was like a mess the first time I read it, because I know so many people mean well, but people will say things to me, whether it's in regards to, the postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome or polycystic ovarian syndrome. Like, life is hard. And I have this dysautonomia stuff, and basically the homeopathic treatment plan that I'm on is to basically become a mermaid. Eat a lot of salt, drink a lot of water, or drink salt water, or live in an Epsom salt bath. If not for your full body, then at least like a foot bath. Like, basically, people with POTS, the most normal they feel is when they're in a swimming pool. There's something about buoyancy, and the water acts as like a full body compression garment. And then I have PCOS, and it causes me to gain weight very easily and doing very little for that to happen. And I lost a lot of weight, and I felt really good about it. I was really happy about it. And then I started to gain weight, And I was not happy about it. And, I was talking to I'm not going to say who, but I was talking to somebody. And they're like, it's all the chips you're eating. And that upset me because it's like, I have to eat salt. I mean, I have started these salt stick electrolyte chews that have sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium in it. It helps to reduce heat stress, muscle cramping, maintain electrolyte levels, and boost stamina. Like, I am doing the best that I can. And it just seems like not everybody is fully understanding of it. And I get it, because if it wasn't for this long COVID business, I don't have that, I don't believe, the long COVID put POTS and dysautonomia like on the map for the first time. Really, like, nobody knows about it. There is a chapter that's like the things, the way this is titled, it is so spot on in here. It's like insane. There's a funny chapter that was like, today is the first day of like getting diagnosed like 6 years later, or something to that effect, because it can take like 6 to 11 years to get diagnosed. And during that time, if you're having problems and you're actively seeking a diagnosis, more likely than not, you're being misdiagnosed. And you could be making things worse for yourself. And all this time we thought I had menopause because I get hot flashes. That is just the dysautonomia. My body does not know how to regulate its temperature. Hence why I can be really, really hot and then freezing cold. And that would mimic, like, and then here's the thing, the only thing I have to go off of is my mom. And when all this started, the heat, and cold intolerances, my mom was like starting menopause. And so I kind of like was mimicking what she was going through in regards to her hot flashes, but that's like completely different and separate. Like, dysautonomia is completely different and separate from PCOS. Like, because my grandma was trying to make sense of stuff, and I was talking to her, and I'm like, POTS and PCOS are two separate issues. So there's just these little things, and like sometimes they really, really, really get to me. And it's like, I try to be understanding of people's lack of understanding, but also I'm the one who's struggling every day. I'm the one that has to live in this body and deal with this crap. So I believe first of all, I was never properly diagnosed in my mid-20s. But what I thought was, at the time, premature ovarian failure was probably the PCOS. And that went too long. Too many years had gone by before I got diagnosed and started to get that under control. Who knows? Like, I have a vestibular disorder, the vestibular migraines. Like, is that part of dysautonomia? Or is it completely separate? I don't know. But so many things make sense. It's like a lot of my life flashed before my eyes, and my mom is like connecting all these dots. This explains why it's so difficult physically for me to like have blood work done, like outside of anxiety and PTSD and any other things like that. Is like, that's why nobody can find a vein, and then when they think they got it, they don't got it. It's the freaking POTS. It's the dysautonomia. Like, I can think about my orthostatic intolerance. I probably had that like a good chunk of my life. I literally like defy gravity. Like I can at times just feel my body be like, no, we're not standing. Like I'll try to stand and it's like there's this weight. And I'm telling you, this weight is called gravity. And I can feel it like pushing on my shoulders and my body just wants to go back to sitting. Or if I'm lying down and I sit up, sometimes it's just like, nope, you're going back down. So this is the truth. But I do want to read the other one. So now this says, please read this. So I shall. This would be something a physician would hand out to their staff in a doctor's office, or like with any luck, an emergency room. Seriously, emergency rooms need these. There's so many people who are misdiagnosed or they're not diagnosed yet, but they're having all these symptoms. And so they're scared because they think they're having a heart attack or just god awful things, right? It's just not a fun time. So they're constantly taking themselves to the emergency room or having the EMTs come. Like this should be in every ambulance. And they run a smattering of tests and everything comes back normal. But the person is still ill. So, dysautonomia. This could save so many people. Like, seriously, like. It says, patients with dysautonomia. Dysautonomia pronounced, and they break it down. I don't know if you can see that. They break it down to dysautonomia is a general term to describe a group of disorders of the autonomic nervous system, POTS, or the static hypotension, among others. Symptoms usually range from mild to disabling, but in some cases can be life-threatening. Because most of the problems occur inside the body, dysautonomia is an invisible illness. These patients may have a few special needs that may be helpful for you to be aware of, including most have difficulty standing, such as when at the counter waiting for checkout. This is due to orthostatic intolerance or hypotension. Common symptoms include lightheadedness and syncope, which is fainting. So if you know a patient with dysautonomia will need to wait, you might want to offer them a chair so they can sit down. It's the little things in life, I'm telling you. When helping with referrals, it is ideal if the specialist is familiar with dysautonomia. Most physicians don't learn about dysautonomia in medical school, and some treatments are counterintuitive. Yay, I've heard that right. For example, a diet high in fiber is often mistakenly recommended, but this can exacerbate blood pooling and actually worsen the symptoms because it shunts too much blood away from vital organs. If your office sees many dysautonomia patients, you might start an office referral list of other physicians in your area who are familiar with dysautonomia. If a patient arrives or becomes symptomatic and the physician is not immediately available, please have the patient lie down, drink water, and if possible, eat something salty, unless they tend to be hypersensitive until a doctor is available. Your extra consideration for dysautonomia patients is appreciated. Learn more about dysautonomia at dysautonomiaproject.org. Sincerely, Kelly. Kelly Freeman, as I mentioned earlier. I mean, I feel like you could maybe scan this and make it a document and just say, you know, sincerely, and then put your name. I don't know, because they might be like, you're not Kelly. No, I'm not Kelly. I'm Mallory. But, oh my God. Whew. Wow, it's 5:30. I need to make food. I don't know what I'm eating. But, like, here is something that did bother me. I've been eating a lot of noodles. I love noodles. They make me happy. My mom made a comment that maybe all the noodles I was eating was contributing to my weight gain and that I shouldn't eat so many noodles. And that really, like, bothered me. I'm like, don't be hating on my noodles. So, all that to say, I am hungry and my head hurts and I'm exhausted. But I wanted to share this with you all because I feel like it's so important. And if you want to learn more, dysautonomiaproject.org or on Amazon, get yourself a copy. Spiralbound doesn't have to be your choice. And it's cheaper to go the other route. But it's fairly reasonable. It's like under $20 for a non-spiral bound book. Get one for yourself. Get some and give them out to doctors, nurses, anybody. Like, in fact, my neighbor in this building on the 3rd floor, she is an OR nurse. I might be like, girl, you gotta get you one of these and read them, or I'll get you one for Christmas. Like, anyone who is a legit doctor or in the medical field, like, educate yourself and your coworkers. I'm gonna give myself a refill on the Gatorade, and work on my way that way, and work on making myself, oh, here comes the squeaky, work on making myself something to eat, and I'm gonna go lie down and get comfortable on the couch and watch some TV because my brain is fried. I am physically fried. And I've been sitting up for quite a while, and it's time to go lie down for a bit, and then I'll try to do some exercises this evening because gotta keep that body moving. If you have any, hello there, Squeaky. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, as always, leave those down below. Ring the bell, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. Let's give it a lot of likes so a lot of people can see it. I don't know what she's doing. But anyways, we'll just leave this here for now. Thanks so much for being here and for all your love and support. And until next time, keep it quirky.